This is not a promise that you're gonna be great tomorrow, but over the next 14 days, you're gonna get good. You're gonna get really good. Fast. You're an adult, you're 30, 40, you're 50. Martial arts, this is gonna be a little different for you. This isn't just about self-defense. This is a lifestyle upgrade. You've already started. Maybe this is your week 1, week 2. Maybe you've been training for a year, or maybe you've just been sitting out for a while, and you just can't get yourself out there. This program, this next 14 days, this is your martial arts on fire. So here's the plan. 14 daily key concepts, non-negotiable. 4 layers of tools, and 20 lessons to choose from. In day 15, you bow, you step on that mat like a boss. No wrong turns, no setbacks, just confidence from the start. Let's go. But you know what? I'm really old. I'm out of shape. I gotta get in shape before I get started. And I got a hurt elbow, and my rotator, I'm Grandmaster Tom Bloom. I opened my first martial arts center in 1982. You do the math. If I can do this, you can do this. Just kidding. Day number 1, you made it. Lesson number 1, key number 1, get over yourself. Listen, in martial arts, there's a lot of things that you can do, a lot of things you can't do, and there's a whole heck of a lot of things that you should not do. When you see that little kid running around and jumping and flipping, or that teenager kicking straight in the air, or that 20-year-old just going all out, your reptilian brain's gonna say, yeah, I can do that, and then you're not gonna make it back to class. And that's not our goal. We're not gonna be kicking, flying through the air, or rolling with the brown belts or black belt yet. But our goal is to keep coming back and keep training. And the only way we do that is to leave the ego at the door. It doesn't matter what style you're thinking about training or what style you've started. It could be karate, judo, jiu-jitsu, kung fu, krav maga, whatever. This is about getting you on the mat. Out there, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna make a lot of mistakes. And if you're not making mistakes, awkward, you're probably not trying hard enough. There's a big difference between making mistakes and making poor choices. A mistake, nobody cares. A choice, we got a problem. Hey, everybody's got a story, and I'm not gonna waste your time with mine, but you just made one of the best decisions of your life. Awesome. Congratulations, you did it. I'm super proud of you. Today is prep day, and you just signed up for your first class. We're gonna get ready, but I gotta ask you a question. Where are you at right now? How you feeling? Are you pumped? Are you stoked? Are you ready to get out there? I really hope you are. And I really hope that you made this decision, what school, what style, who your instructor is gonna be. I hope this was based on research, and I hope you checked out the school, you saw what was going on, you liked it, and you saw that this was something that you could do for a long time. So while I'm talking, you're probably asking yourself, what's that? That is a schedule. But before we get to this, today is prep day, but I want you to ask yourself one question, a very important question. Do you want to train martial arts, or do you want to be a martial artist? There's a difference. I realized that I was going to become a martial artist when I was about 12 years old. When I was 12, we moved to the San Fernando Valley. I didn't have any friends. Wait, I'm telling my story. I said I wouldn't. Okay, I'm going to tell you a quick story. I moved to the San Fernando Valley with my family. I didn't have any friends. All the friends that I made, they all trained at Chuck Norris Karate Studio. Yeah, that studio in the Valley. And they got me started. And these guys, they were so excited that I was joining that they would all teach me like everything. They would like attack me with etiquette, attitude, effort, training, details. I'm gonna be that for you. I'm going to be, what those guys did for me, I'm going to do that for you. So we're starting with the schedule. We're going to get organized. We're going to take this step by step. And by day 15, you're going to look like you've been training for a long time. All right, you got the schedule. Now get your phone. Go to your scheduler. I can wait. Get your phone. If you don't have your school schedule, go online or call them up. But let's do this now. I can wait. I'm waiting. All right, schedule it in. This is like a doctor's appointment. You don't want to miss any of these. Lock in your head right now, like the mailman, rain, sleet, snow, or whatever, you're going to be there. Okay. You don't want to overdo it. You are going to need those couple days in between to rest and recover. If you haven't trained in a while, or even if you have, you're going to be sore because it's different muscles and different stuff. So go ahead. Day 1, training. Go get the schedule. The gear bag. Make sure you get yourself a really good gear bag. And I would get the gear bag from your gym or your school. If you don't have one, a backpack's going to work or anything. But you want to be prepared. So we're going to pack kind of light because you don't need all your equipment yet. You just started. But these are some basic things that you want to think about bringing to class. Number 1 would be you're not going to start with full gear. Bring sweats or shorts and make sure your sweats or shorts don't have zippers and they don't have pockets because people get caught in your pockets and zippers cut you. Shorts are fine. You don't need a full uniform. Also, bring yourself an extra t-shirt. The shirt that you train in is going to get sweaty, rash guard, whatever. It's going to get really sweaty. You're going to be sweating. So bring an extra shirt for after class. On that note, bring a bag. You want to put your sweaty stuff in a plastic bag. Otherwise, your bag's going to smell. Bring wipes. These are basic wipes. Wipe your bag down constantly. Wipe it down every day, especially if you leave your bag in your car and it's hot. It's going to really stink. Bring wipes. You're probably going to be training barefoot. Bring flip-flops. You might need to run to the restroom or walk around. I don't like to go in the restroom without. This is a good idea. You want to stay hydrated. Make sure that you bring yourself lots of water. Hydrate throughout the day. Be prepared. Use the restroom before you go to class. And also, before you go to class, if you have a chance, make sure you shower. And after you shower, I know I have this in here. Make sure you use deodorant. You want to use deodorant and you want to maybe use mint. A notebook and a pen. You want to keep notes on what you learned, on what you're working on what you need to improve on. Always a great idea. Even if you have a phone, you might not have time. Jot it down, put it in your phone later. And that's pretty much it, except for like equipment. You might already have equipment. You don't need to buy expensive equipment right off the bat. In fact, don't. When you first start out, bare minimum, any kind of uniform they give you or shorts or t-shirt. Later on, when you really get going, get yourself 2 great uniforms. You're going to thank me for that later. So that's it. That's your gear bag. Be prepared and make sure you pack it nice and neatly. Pre-workout. There are so many ways to bow. You bow when you walk in the studio, walk out of the studio or training hall. You bow on the mat, off the mat. You bow to your partners. You bow before you train, after you train, to your instructor, before you perform, before you test, after you. There's a lot of bowing. Just to get you in the door, there's 2 simple ways to bow that will work no matter what. Number 1, you put your feet together, you put your hands up, and you show respect. Number 2 is hands by your side and bow. Either one of these are going to get you in the door just fine. Your instructor or your master or teacher, they're going to teach you exactly the way they want you to bow for your school and your style. This is one of the first things that you're going to learn, but don't sweat it. When you walk in that dojo, you walk in that studio, nobody's really paying attention. But if they are, they're going to know that you mean business. Please, whatever you do, please don't make your instructor tie your belt. I'm going to show you really quick. In fact, I'm going to show you the black belt way to tie your belt so there's no cross in the back. I'm going to do this quickly, and you can rewind this if you need to. So you take your belt, you fold it in half. You really don't want to let your belt ever lay on the ground. If it touches the ground, that's fine. If you're on the ground, that's fine. But you don't want to just throw your belt on the floor. The belt folds in half. You center yourself. You take your left lapel, you cross it over your right. You take the center of that fold, you put it right on your lower abdomen, your tan-tin, your center of energy. You take your thumbs, you guide both sides around, and you pinch it with your thumb. This hand holds the belt in place, right on your tan-tin. You're gonna guide with your thumb, you're gonna slide one side all the way around so it meets in front again. You're gonna take that one, put it underneath, the other one over the top. You're gonna wrap it around. And notice that I don't really need to hold on to the belt. From here, I'm gonna cross over and top. I'm gonna take that cross, I'm gonna bring it over both and under both. And again, I'm doing that in a loop so it holds it together. The one that we're working with, the one that went over and under, is gonna go over again. The bottom one lays flat, we go over and through. And then when you tie it, not too tight, not too loose. The belt should be nice and even. The knot should be centered. Show gratitude. And in the back, there should be no cross. All right, just a couple more things that we forgot to talk about. These are nail clippers. I don't need to explain this to you. Clip your nails, your toenails, your fingernails. File them down. Don't hurt anybody. This right here is cologne. And there's a big difference between a deodorant and cologne. Cologne, look, there's always going to be that guy in the studio, and you're not going to be it. Do not use cologne. There's no disco balls at your dojo. That's day one, that's prep day, and I hope you're still feeling that excitement to get to your class. You're going to be so pleasantly surprised on how helpful and kind everybody is, how much your instructor really is going to care for you and work with you. Please share your experience. I'd love to hear from you. And with that being said,